This week on your Movie Watch, big names and epic drama. Slam dunks and double turnovers. Bikinis and the bar. And a revealing look at this summer's blockbusters. That's Movie Watch, your favourite movie show, Mondays at 6 on 4.
Check this for details.
After eating strong food like pickles, chew Double Mint for double freshness. You never know when. You might need it. Double Mint for minty fresh breath.
Headache? No non-prescription medicine is proven to work better than new Advil ibuprofen from America. Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
Presenting Doritos.
Be still, my pet. The hour is nigh.
Woohoo! Snack break! They're tangy. They're tasty. They're food in the fast lane. Doritos.
Here, in one of the world's most advanced manufacturing environments, Intel technicians are making Pentium processors. Nearby, other Intel technicians are adding something new. We call it MMX technology. You'll call it fun.
Morning.
Morning, Dad.
Oh, yeah, I must sort out that loan. But I can't get to the bank.
Hello!
There's a new convenient way to get an unsecured personal loan.
Call Lombard Direct, free on 0800 215,000. 24 hours a day.
We have loans from £800 to £15,000 for almost anything, and our rates are low.
One call to Lombard Direct, and you're laughing.
To arrange a loan or for more information, call free on 0800 215,000.
Mel B, nutty and live and direct.
Very tasty.
Spicy. Well, I was completely hyperactive as a child. First record was something by Bucks Fizz. Oh no, don't we have the best chippies, mate?
My mum's my best friend ever.
Hot and spicy, the big breakfast, tomorrow 7 to 9 on 4.
Work hard, play hard, watch hard. This is 4. Let's play.
We do it like this and then we do it like that. It's the abstract with the new format. We do it like this and then we do it like that. It's the boss with the new format.
We got all.
24/7 has come to Chicago for the visit of the San Antonio Spurs. When you're in Chicago, you do this. Meet up with this guy.
Hey, what's up, baby?
Scoop. Nice to see you, fella. Had to do that right. He'll be courtside and then this stuff.
You heard of the Dream Team? Well, we're the Mean Team.
I still think it has an opportunity to show a side of me, a part of my personality that people probably don't know.
Michael Jordan.
I saw him on commercials, and I saw him interviewed. I had the feeling that this man could be a movie star.
That guy has it all. Talent, fame, fortune.
Yeah, you obviously have to work with in strange situations, with talking to nobody, with the cartoon characters.
I'm working with animated characters who are not there, and I have to more or less think that they are, and then find the reaction that seems to be so natural. Has anyone here ever played basketball?
I have. I'd like to try out for the team.
We were sort of really doing the most cutting-edge stuff that's ever been done in animation with this film.
Okay. You've got animation mixed with live action. You've got live action mixed with computer-generated environment.
Perhaps I could be of some assistance.
You've got, like, tons of stuff that you're looking at.
What's up, Doc?
The movie's not all basketball. No. Really, the plot roughly is about saving the land of Looney Tunes.
The Monstars stole the talent from the NBA players.
Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley, Larry Johnson.
They're fun people, I know them. They've had experience in doing commercials in the past, so acting wasn't something that new to them.
It's your agent.
Michael would go down and train with all of his NBA buddies, and a lot of us artists came in just to absorb the atmosphere. In animation, we handle this thing frame by frame. So we truly study the grace and athleticism of these characters because we have to dissect it and put it back together.
MJ on the right. Michael inside. He boogie whipped it.
The NBA as a phenomenon has grown up dramatically in the 90s.
They are icons for us in America, and I think for many people in the world, apparently in Asia and in many places in Europe. You know, basketball players are as popular as any kind of sports characters or any kind of movie stars. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger, one of the greatest movie stars today, really is a sports figure. And I think this is well within Michael Jordan's reach if he really wants that career.
Arnold Whiteman sees you as another Arnie, the net factory hero. What is this? Is this one more season and then the movie career beckons? I mean, do you know what you want to do yet?
No, I can't say that now, but at least I have had the experience of doing it once. If it propels into something else, great.
If I weren't real, could I do this?
The adjects, I'm chicken pure mathematics with the power to rule. I use my knowledge as a tool, plus I'm invisible, and I apply by using my third eye, stimulation and high off the lie. And better yet, I'm a vet as I manifest, why I flourish from my breath, and my wisdom will flow into my dying day of death, with topics and subjects to every aspect. God bless the mic.
Forget about their fantasy world. It's the real world up in here. Oh, they talk about the Lakers doing something, all about Houston doing something, Seattle doing something, the Knicks, Miami, ain't nothing happening. It's the real dealer in the Krilla, Chicago, IL. All about the love here. Love for those Bulls, love for Michael Jordan. You know, Mike's the man that makes the water move here. He brings sunshine to an otherwise cloudy day. We give Mike a lot of love up in here, but you know what? He damn sure gives it right back to us. The Bulls are all about winning, no doubt. They got 4 championships in the 90s, and you know, this year looks like they're easily gonna get number 5. The motto here, how can you lose when you got God, the Son of God, and Devil on your squad? But yo, the Devil's stuck in hell this time. Got a 1-game suspension for giving my man Joe Wolf some illness. It happens. You get ill, you gotta chill. Money's been his usual self, you know, doing the Mike thing, averaging over 30 points a game. He even decided to drop 51 on my Knicks.
Long jumper.
Mike, why you do that? But the whole team decided to get busy against Denver. Scored a season record 134 points. Even Scottie Pippen got ill.
Harper to Scottie, yes.
Dropped 47 on him. The lockdown clique in Cleveland decided to short the Bulls up a little bit, stop them from winning game number 50. No problem, the Bulls came back against Sacramento and got that done. Bam!
Short, Scottie. Oh! Where did he come from?
So they're right on pace to get back to what they did last year. 72 wins? 73 wins? Maybe.
Robinson looking for his first field goal. Spins one-on-one with Ostertag. Second chance and it goes.
The last time San Antonio was about something was 2 years ago when they had Dennis Rodman on their squad, when he was really disgruntled. Let me run down the who's who on the injured list. First, David Robinson goes down, gets injured. Then Coach Bob Hill gets injured. Damn, I'm sorry. He wasn't injured, he was fired. Then Sean Elliott gets injured. Then Freak Dominique, he gets injured. That they did beat Utah last January. But since then, they've only won 1 of their last 12 games. They got spanked Sunday by Miami. They got to come to the Bulls tonight like they're avenging their mama's death. If they don't, it's gonna be business as usual for them bullies, baby.
Pippen controls for the Bulls.
Perfect example, quickness to loose balls.
Benny Del Negro starts out on Michael Jordan. Bad sign.
Very bad sign. When he can post up, he barely had a hand up and just a step back. Didn't even give it his big fadeaway to make that shot. Normally it's a longer step.
Avery Johnson moves it over to Benny Del Negro. Monty Williams is out high. Here's Del Negro on a drive off the side. Carl Herrera bumping inside. Purdue bumped away by the strong Jason Caffey. Bulls leading 2-0 and back with the ball. Luke Longley out in front. It's blocked by Herrera, controlled by Monty Williams, and this is Avery Johnson. Avery quickly to the hoop, and the foul. Count the basket. Michael Jordan's fade away. Not this time. Monty Williams to Avery Johnson.
Avery pushing the ball. Now they've got to get down into some kind of offensive set, and the problem is scoring. They will go to the pick and roll a great deal tonight.
Inside to Purdue after the pick and roll with Benny Johnson. Benny got it to him as Will rolled to the hole.
Good execution, finding the big guy who set the screen, rolling to the hole, and he makes a tough shot.
Scottie Pippen for three. Nothing but net. Monday night, Scottie Pippen had 4 points in the first period, none in the second, and 21 in the third, primarily by shooting threes unopposed just like that.
We've talked about it before. He does what he has to do for this club. Kind of knows when to step up and in which way.
Purdue versus his former teammate Luke Longley. Three to shoot. Purdue got his own ball. That would have counted. But rims out of there. 5-4 Chicago. Harper.
One of the problems that San Antonio's having, if they're in fact playing hard, like Greg Popovich wants it to, is to get back and match up. They've had 2 incidents now where players have been wide open on transition. Can happen against a team like the Bulls.
Trying to post up Monty Williams. This is the best part of his game. However, also the best part of Scottie Pippen's game may be his defense as he punches it away. Pippen just under 2 steals a game among the league leaders. 8 on the shot clock. Longley missed the jam. Johnson runs. Del Negro, pull up. Seven on the shot clock for Herrera. Air ball. Bulls running.
Even the best of teams have a difficult time scoring against the Bulls. And a depleted roster like this, it'll be even more difficult. And the Bulls are paying attention to business.
Rebound, Jason Caffey, starting in place of Dennis Rodman tonight.
One of the things you kind of hope for if you're sitting on the San Antonio Spurs bench is that maybe they'll have a little bit of letdown, but it looks to me like the Bulls have been through that before, and they've come ready to play.
Benny Johnson's jumper misses. Nobody can get a shot to fall for the San Antonio Spurs, which has been their problem. They have missed their last 8 field goal attempts. Avery Johnson handled. Del Negro on the left wing. 20-footer.
That's him. And when they have the big guy in the middle, David Robinson, are running. He's terrific at that three-point line, particularly in transition.
Del Negro playing Michael Jordan. Vernon Maxwell is back after suffering from anemia and will be playing Michael a little bit later in the ball game. And Vernon Maxwell often gets into Michael's face. So of a lot of players, that doesn't always mean anything. 11-6 Spurs, 6:18 to go in the first period. Will Purdue bounces one out into Madison Street. That's 9 shots now that have been missed in a row by the Spurs. Pippen. Triple.
Now the Spurs are going to set up, try to slow it down a little bit, try to get a good shot. But, you know, we've talked to a number of coaches when we're on tour, and a lot of coaches say, how do you beat the Bulls? What are some of the things you have to do? There's Avery Johnson, of course, knocks down a jumper, but you have got to figure out a way to try to score.
14-8 Chicago. Jason Caffey. Jordan with only one basket so far. Scottie Pippen. Rebound run down by Harper. New shot clock. A chance to pull to within 3 or better for the Spurs. See how difficult it is to even line up any kind of open shot. Avery Johnson penetrates. Shot clock is down to 6. Del Negro has to get rid of the ball. Down to 2, Monty Williams. That's the part of his game that needs to improve, his mid-range jumper.
Yeah, absolutely. He's getting his size. He's got to have that shot to be effective.
Like that. Michael has worked on his jumper, I think. He's becoming, compared to Midland in that area.
There is nothing in his game that he literally needs to work on anymore, I don't believe.
21-13 Chicago. Michael has 5. Johnson wanted to get the foul from Caffey. Not coming. Bulls back. Michael. Not this time. Del Negro with another rebound. And he's fouled by Scottie Pippen.
Jack D saying to Vernon Maxwell, don't commit a foul on this play. Let him get his arms up.
And the Chief comes away with the win on the jump ball. But the Bulls lead it by only 3 points with 1:56 to go in the first period. Del Negro continues to play Michael Jordan. There's that fadeaway.
At some point when he gets going like that, you've got to make a move to help him, particularly if you can get there from the top. The point guard was close enough, might have made at least a move toward him.
Jordan's 3 for 6, has 7 points early. 23-18 Chicago with 1.5 minutes to go first period. Shot clock down to 5 seconds. Travel on Vernon Maxwell.
Watch Michael here, working hard in the post area, right at the elbow. Lets the cutter go by. Now he starts to work with his dribble left hand. Watch him step back and fade away. When you have that kind of balance, the only way you can do it is get help from somewhere else, because one guy can't defend him because of the distance he creates for the shot.
Corey Alexander in for San Antonio. Pippen misses off the glass. Loose ball ends up in the hands of Michael. Minute to go, just over a minute in the first period. A handoff to Jordan. Didn't get the bounce. Pippen did. 25-18, and Pippen is now 3 for 9. But how about that? Already 9 shots for Pippen in the first period.
The Bulls are not shooting great tonight thus far, but later on may come. And there's Vernon. You know, he's one of those guys that can really start lighting you up. He'll take a challenge, look at him smile, and talk to Pippen.
Bulls are shooting 40% tonight. On the season, they're averaging 47%. 5-point lead here. Jordan fouled as he misses the jumper with 32 seconds to go in the period, and Judd Bushler checks in. Vernon Maxwell looking for Fike. Purdue started at center, had to sit down because of his hamstring. Maxwell missing. Randy Brown running. Nice pass.
Look what I found. Scotty right on top of it, catches it very quickly, and even he's smiling about it because he knows he got a very easy basket. One not intended for him.
Fouled out on the baseline. Michaels just pulls up and drains it on the line drive. 39-29. Notice I'm working baseball into this. Spring training started.
It's coming.
Bulls by 10 points. White Sox training down there in Bradenton. There's the touchdown pass to Jordan. Look at the feed to Bushler.
What a great pass, and it brings the crowd to its feet. You know, it's interesting. All players think they have to score to get the adulation of the crowd. Not true. Great defensive play, great assist.
Bulls by 12, 38.9 to go in the period. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Does Vernon know that? Yes, he does. Pippen, Jordan.
Michael on a run out. God, he knows exactly where he is. His man shot the ball, an old Boston Celtic trick. Your guy shoots at 17 feet. Hubie Brown used to teach it, and you run out, and you get wide open.
Michael did. He's 5 for 12 from the floor in this half. Spin move inside Avery. Shot altered by Luke Longley. 4 seconds remaining in the period. Michael has a chance. Gives it up to Simpkins. Count it!
Simpkins running off the floor. Michael looking at him said, give me credit for the assist, will you?
San Antonio needs to get a kick from somebody, whether it be Avery Johnson, Corey Johnson, or Vinny Del Negro. They have to score. They have to outscore the Bulls in order to get back in this game. Other than that, it's going to be cruise control all the way to the end.
Turn them headphones up. Yeah.
Here, in one of the world's most advanced manufacturing environments, Intel technicians are making Pentium processors. Nearby, other Intel technicians are adding something new. We call it MMX technology. You'll call it fun.
Every day, over 4 million people travel in America's biggest people carrier. With air conditioning, ABS, twin airbags, and a 3-year warranty. The biggest people carrier in America is the Chrysler Voyager.
Come closer, my friends. Behold the face of destiny. Now spin your Cadbury's cream egg with me and discover how will you eat yours. 1, eat your egg slice. 2, find the star and lick it off. 3, eat it whole in 1. 4, spin some more. 5, give your egg a good licking. I've seen the future. And it's egg safe.
How will you eat yours?
Control of this game, ain't nothing gonna change. Unless somebody starts putting a bum rush on them for San Antonio.
Pippen will inbound the ball with 18 on the shot clock. There you see San Antonio shooting. 1 field goal in the last 7 minutes and 20 seconds. Jordan with 14 in the game. And the third period is often when the Bulls truly bury the other team and get the game over with. That's what happened on Monday night against Milwaukee. And already here with the big lead, Bulls have an opportunity to do just that again. Harper. Rebound, Greg Anderson. I mentioned once again that Will Perdue started this game, the center for the Spurs, but pulled a hamstring last night against Charlotte. Tried to play, got in about 5 or 6 minutes, had to sit down, and is out for the rest of this game. Yet another injury for the Spurs. 7 on the shot clock. 2 on the shot clock. I don't think they had the first idea.
You know, they've had 3 possessions, a turnover off the deflected pass, a shot rejection and now another turnover. They're going to have to really work harder to get shots. First 5 minutes, sometimes teams come out of the locker room a little bit sound asleep, and it looks like the Spurs came out that way.
Pippen, that's a triple. Spurs 11 turnovers, Bulls only 3, and it's a 20-point game. And Scotty now with 3 triples on the night, 13 points. Michael has 14. Herrera. We said it to the point that it becomes redundant. San Antonio really has no scorer on their team. Benny Del Negro, a perimeter scorer, but nobody really get their own shot. Dominique Wilkins hurt, maybe Vernon Maxwell, but he's not playing that well tonight. That was an errant ball that was picked up almost by accident by an isolated Greg Anderson.
Jason Caffey just made a solo move to the basket. Phil Jackson and nobody on that bench was very happy about the play. He had someone out there, and the Bulls are such purists and play so much together, they don't like to see that kind of action. That one came off the right little finger. Unusual for Jordan. Normally he tees it up and kicks it off the forefinger.
It's going to be Chicago ball off Monty Williams.
Another turnover.
Oh, yeah.
Highlight.
61-39 Chicago. Only 6 points have been scored in this period by the Spurs. 8 on the shot clock. Harper left alone. That's a triple.
And he's wearing Michael Jordan's shoes tonight. Same shoe, only normally it's been a maroon. It's black tonight.
You mean they just have one pair? We got to take up a collection.
No. Pair for every game, as they say.
Like in baseball, you know, we swap fielders' mitts coming in and out. Michael's on the bench. He sucks. Ron Harper. Into Longley from Pippen. Anderson with a rebound.
Longley snapped that one off. He had very, very good position for him. He works. He draws the fouls for sure. But it's a shot that he makes normally.
Luke's only 2 for 8 tonight.
And when you look at the Spurs, you look at a team with no offense. They have nowhere to go to try to score. They're undersized up front. Guards are struggling to get a shot, and it's a tough row to hoe tonight.
66-39. Spurs feel a little bit like Sugar Ray Robinson, probably. Another San Antonio turnover. Harper with the steal. Del Negro trying to defend Pippen. Monty Williams with the quick hands to Pippen with 5 on the shot clock. Tough shot.
And nails it. How about that one? If you really look at the angle and where he shot it from, turned 180 degrees deep in the corner, behind the corner of the backboard, and gets a 3.
Scotty tonight has 17 points, 7 boards, 4 steals. Carl, that's not your shot. But, you know, if he's open, I suppose he's in a position of having to take the shot. Randy Brown dishing it off inside long.
One of the problems you have when you're on a road or a lengthy schedule is you play this Tuesday, Wednesday game, and it makes it very difficult for the busy team. So often, the home team is sitting waiting. In this case, it's a pretty big mismatch in terms of talent with the amount of people San Antonio has out of the lineup.
8 seconds on the shot clock. Lob inside to Monty Williams. Maxwell playing Pippen. kept backing in until he had the angle.
They kept looking, double team, started the double team, backed out of it.
Oh, mercy. We're seeing it all. Some of it we're not wanting to see. Offensive foul. Joe Courtney, a free agent pickup, who just joined San Antonio earlier this week, is on the floor. He wears number 40. Randy Brown missing. There's Courtney with the ball.
Michael with only 16 points in 24 minutes. I swear to goodness I have never seen so many shots miss the rim. That one did.
Corey Alexander gets that three. 72-44 Chicago now with 2:37 to go in the game. Courtney down defending on the post against Cappy. Courtney in his 4th year. He's from Southern Miss. Randy Brown left alone.
And the Bulls executing the triangle, getting obviously very, very good shots. And the San Antonio Spurs struggling to get any kind of a good shot.
Courtney came up with a loose ball momentarily. 3-on-2. Bulls have it behind the back. This is like, dare I say, the Washington Generals and the Globetrotters, as the Bulls are having their way with the injury-depleted San Antonio Spurs.
111-69. We call this a good old-fashioned butt whipping. I lied to you a little bit. No superstars, but the Bulls played well. I told you before, my check was on the line on this one. Now I get to keep my money.
But it's not an embarrassing situation. I mean, it's unfortunate for them, but I mean, if we want to achieve what we have to achieve, we have to have a killer instinct and not feel sorry for our opponents. We got to go out and do our jobs, and our job is to go out there and win by as many as we can win by. And you know, not feeling sorry certainly is not in the repertoire. Well, I think it's been great. You know, I think we came out and taken care of business and you know, take teams out of the game early, and you know, we don't have to play the 4th quarter. So you know, that's a big difference from carrying 40 minutes to 30 minutes.
Yeah, we've had a lot of adversity with injuries and suspensions and that kind of thing. So the fact that we come out every night and perform, I think that's good for us, and that's our focus more than anything else.
It was pretty easy. You know, it was one of those games where you come in the locker room at night, you didn't really want to go out to play, but you know, it's something that you have to do.
I wouldn't say we pulled them away early. A lot of teams hang with us in the first half, but when we come out for the second half, I think they come out lackadaisical for the other teams. And when these guys, Michael and Scotty, see blood, you know, they attack, and that's what really happens. When we pull out a lead, and it's hard for any team to come back on us once we gain a lead like that.
I know San Antonio's injured and all that, but sometimes that's no excuse. You got to play hard, you got to play with some intensity to make games out of the situation when you play the Bulls. The only thing the Bulls need to do is stay healthy, not get injured, and everything will be all good.
So you take your favorite jams and pump them up to ear-popping levels. Easy. Now take a ball and amp up your playing skills. Hey, get with the program. Blow up the spot. In the 50s, the two-handed chest pass was the standard until Mr. Basketball, Bob Cousy, came along.
Hi there.
The 6'1" point guard ran the show for the Celtics, and what a show it was. The Coos displayed moves that defied logic, hitting teammates with behind-the-back dishes, adding new vision and new dimensions to the game.
The greatest showman to ever play the game was Pistol Pete Maravich.
Maravich mastered the trickery of the dribble, having the fastest hands to ever lay a hand on a ball. He was a magician, threading a needle with passes that had defenders waving their arms as the ball whizzed by. And when it came to scoring, he'd fill the basket up like a farmer. From showman to showtime, Maravich was magic before Johnson.
Today, one name says it all, Michael.
Michael, that's Jordan, has taken creativity to a higher level. So high that it got its own name, Airtime.
You know, when b-ball is played like this, grace, precision, and eloquence, it simply takes your breath away. Match that, soccer dudes.
And now the chance for you to win the basketball trip of a lifetime in our weekly competition. It's New York City, and our first prize sees you and a lucky companion being part of the 1998 All-Star event held at Madison Square Garden. It's where basketball stars come out to play. 2 places for the 2 runners-up is a week at one of 4 UK venues for the Nike European Basketball Camp, the perfect opportunity to hone your skills. And if you fancy taking on the cream of the NBA from your own home, each weekly winner receives a Sony PlayStation. Other weekly prizes see you going total NBA, you get a team vest, an NBA video, and an NBA team cap. Finally, each week, 10 runners-up will get a year's subscription to XXL, Channel 4's own extra large NBA magazine. So now it's as simple as this. What happens next? Last week, we wanted to know what Latrell Sprewell did for Golden State against Boston. Did he A, pass out for 3, B, drive for 2, or C, shoot the 3? The answer was option B, but not only did he drive to the hole, he added a dainty pirouette en route. Here's our equally dainty Sony PlayStation winner and 5th finalist. And now it's Winston Garland from '94 and Minnesota at Sacramento. Does he A, pass to the near side, B, pass to the middle, or C, pass to the outside? 0891 247 247 is the number to call, but remember to ask permission first if it's not your phone. Good luck to you.
I've got the money.
Vienna, tomorrow.
Where now?
Prague.
The Mitsubishi Charisma doesn't need an implausible plot shot by an overpaid director. The Mitsubishi Charisma. Some cars have it, some don't.
Excuse me.
I hate it when things close. So watch this.
We'll be shutting in about 2 minutes. Do you think you could hurry up? We ordered some asparagus and it turned out to be triffids. Excuse me, how long do you think you're going to be with your meal?
As long as it takes.
Come on, get it down your neck. 2 minutes.
The bar is closing. All drinks not consumed within the next minute will be contaminated with cod roe.
I'm afraid we're going to have to close the restaurant in about 2 minutes. I'm afraid we'll run off our feet here this evening.
First Direct, 24-hour telephone banking.
Everyone's been saying it for you. You know, LA was the only place you could come to. I mean, do you think that was the case when you left Orlando?
I always said to myself, if I want to play, if I get the opportunity to pick where I want to go, I want to play where it's sunny. I like the sun, I like oranges, I like beaches, I like riding around in convertible drop top.
There's a picture of you with Magic Johnson. It's, you know, very symbolic, and I mean, it's like the passing of the torch almost, that, isn't it?
You know, what Magic Johnson and what Wilt Chamberlain and what Jerry West did, I probably won't be able to do that. But I just have to, you know, focus on what I have to do and what I want to do. If I do those things, I should be fine.
Who's the man that holds a big slam, a mighty big drink with just one hand? You got that right. Who's a real shooting man who can rock the Pepsi Jam?
He's actually a very personable guy, a very charming presence, and you know somebody's a really big deal when your 7-year-old goes, "Oh my God!"
Who's the big man that slams the world with just one hand? You're damn right.
fit my shoes, close your eyes and get up in here. And picture how it feels to be a king for a minute. Now feel it, Porsches, Benzes, pounds is endless. It's never hard to tell who my crew of Twism ends is.
Tell us about the Twism principle. I mean, there's a kind of whole thought behind that, isn't there?
Twism stands for The World Is Mine. That's like my organization, my group. I have the record label, Twism Records. I have a clothing line called Twism, and we just formed a new company called JSI, Jersey Style Inc.
Keeping the Jersey roots going then, even if you haven't got to put up with the weather.
Yep.
Tell us about the label. I mean, how involved are you? I mean, obviously you perform, but do you like to get involved in, like, you know, the talent searching and things like that?
I'm very involved, but, you know, my thing is, whenever we get talent, we're going to give them creative control. You know, we're going to say, what do you want to do? How do you see yourself? And we help them out a little bit. And right now, I'm the first act, of course. The Twism family taking trips around the world, it belongs to me. When it comes to rap music, I'm very, very serious. You know, I consider myself just like most rappers. I'm not a gangster rapper, so I mean, you know, I don't, you know, talk about gangster stuff. I just try to keep it smooth, keep it real, and just, you know, talk about stuff that I know. So nice, so talented. Lyrics I say are fact, not fictionary. Don't believe me, look up Shaq in the dictionary. Won't stop, can't stop, won't stop. Oh, can't stop, won't stop. Yeah, can't stop, won't stop. Oh, can't stop, won't stop. Yeah, can't stop, won't stop. Oh, can't stop, won't stop. Oh, can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
Time now to kick back, pull up a hot beverage and see what's been happening in the NBA this week. Actually, speaking of coffee, Seattle is the true home of the bean, and it looks like that team has been hitting the old double espresso since the All-Star break, winning 8 out of 9 games. Mind you, their main man, that's Rain Man Shaw Kemp, I think he's been on the Oval teams. He's always been last through the door for practice, shoot-arounds and the like.
Question was, could he wipe the sleep from his eyes for Sunday's game in Orlando? Well, he was awake, but he's been playing lackadaisically lately. His reason? Doesn't like being paid like a bench player. He lashed out at the Magic with plenty of pent-up energy.
Sean Kemp.
New Orlando frontman Richie Rich wanted to keep his record clean. Money man Penny Hardaway was going to make sure that the win was in the books. But Gary the Glove Payton said no way. As has been the case all season, Payton showed why he gets paid the big bucks as he scored a season-high 32 points. And he added some stylish moves at the end to seal the Magic's fate. First loss for Richie, and a nice road win for the Sonics. The second and third place teams in the Central faced off in Detroit, and Grant Hill provided some thrills in this slow-down showdown.
Grant from the corner. He hits it. Pistons lead them by 1.
Dusty old veteran Joe Dumars wasn't rusty for the Pistons. He lobbed in 22 points. The Hawks were leading by 1 going into the fourth quarter, but the Motown defense put on the cuffs. Atlanta went stone cold. They couldn't hit the side of a barn. Detroit held them scoreless for the first 7 minutes of the fourth quarter as they desperately tried to put the rock in the hole.
John Barry misses on the show and go. Leitner misses his stick back.
And Detroit won a big game.
Mookie loses it. Joe D in a runaway. Lays it up, lays it in. Atlanta still hasn't scored in the fourth.
That's 9 wins out of 10 now for Detroit, and it's that kind of form that has earned Doug Collins the Coach of the Month award, and according to one of his former players, John Sally, it couldn't happen to a nicer nutter. Now, Player of the Month, that's gone to Charlotte's Glenn Rice. He's having himself quite a year. He's also MVP at the All-Star game, and apparently they've named a long-grade food product after him. Rookie of the Month, well, let's go to the sports section of the Seattle Times here, and Steve Kelly, and apparently some of even the grizzled old guard are getting carried away about this fella from Vancouver. I'm not going to sit here and say who are the good guys and who are the bad guys, says Karl Malone. But I'm telling you that Sharif Abdul-Rahim just goes out and plays hard. He's a great talent. Meanwhile, Dennis Rodman, seen here, sporting next season's Bulls uniform, he was out to grab himself something as well on Monday night in Milwaukee.
You knew the Bucks weren't going to grab a win against the Bulls. And bad boy Rodman, he's coming off an 11-game suspension, and he loves to grab headlines. This time, though, it was Joe Wolf who was the victim. The ref missed the call, but the NBA did. This shot in the low post cost Rodman $7,500 and a 1-game suspension.
Here's John Jackson on the aftermath in the Chicago Sun-Times. Dennis heard about the ban at practice. He says here that Operations Chief Jerry Krause found him half-court of the practice floor, conducting an interview with the media. Rodman's body language suggested he was surprised and angry. He immediately got up and headed for the weight room in the back of the building, which is off limits to the media. Kind of true. We were that camera crew at half-court conducting the interview. We did follow him where the media can't go into the weight room to conduct a series of exclusive interviews for Channel 4. That's right. The worm has returned.
I'm like a guard dog, you know. I can play, but I'm not going to, you know, sit there and do the things that's going to, you know, antagonize a lot of people. So, but, you know, like they say, I got some good things. I got a whole lot of bad things weighing me down. So, you know, it's hard to balance that out.
Look out for the first of those Rodman interviews in 2 weeks' time on 24/7. OK, time now to flip over the Sunday game and be aghast at that travel agent's bonus as Seattle and Orlando jump on a plane from Florida and do it all over again on the West Coast on Tuesday night.
The scripts were flipped this time around. The Rain Man Sean Kemp took a 6-point snooze as he was a non-factor at home. And his teammates, they looked a bit jet-lagged. Penny Hardaway had fresh legs. He went for 26 points as the Magic went on a late surge.
Back to Penny left side. Jab steps, recoil, jab steps, goes left, pull up three, got it. Penny with a little jab step, quiver, and then up the alley for the J.
Sunday, you know, they were driving to the basket, and, you know, just getting anything they wanted. And tonight, I think when they started out hitting the threes early in the game, especially when Hersey Hawkins and Larry Stewart started out hitting the threes, they probably got a little bit, you know, dependent on that. And they weren't looking to go to the basket. And they did start to do that a little bit in the fourth quarter, but by that time we had a big enough lead that we were able to hold them off.
Check out this big Eastern showdown in Motown.
Lindsay on the sideline, inside to Theo for the jam, and he has to hang. Whoa, did he get up?
Detroit thought they were tough at home. Well, meet Miami, the team that has the most road wins in the league. It leads the Atlantic Division by a slim margin over my New York Knicks.
Joe D has it knocked away by Vashawn Leonard. Leonard drives and dunks.
Both teams like playing stifling defense, but Miami was more up for this game. Just ask Tim Hardaway, who loves giving the ball up. Could be a playoff matchup down the road. This round goes to the Heat.
Now, on Wednesday night, Indiana were looking to make it 5 wins in a row against Cleveland. Now, I was in the Pacers locker room on Sunday when they beat the LA Lakers, and they couldn't have been in better form or in better spirits on the return of Mark Jackson. Mark himself told me that he couldn't be happier about being back in Indiana, that he really feels he's slotted straight back in there, and that he's got a good dialogue going with the players. Well, let's see if he talked and delivered a good game on Wednesday night.
Action Jackson did deliver his usual sweet dish, and Reggie Miller served it up against the gritty, grimy Cavs. Cleveland's hanging on to one of the final playoff spots with the skills of Mills. If not Mills, then you've got Phils. Or they can go with Hill, who loves to throw down the pill. Indiana needed this game for a run at the Cavs' playoff spot. But Mark Jackson felt the pressure as one of those ill guys got busy.
Bobby Phil's outstanding anticipation. Brandon pushing. Phil's going to go strong. Bobby will reverse it and drop it home.
Looks like India's playoff dreaming.
But the question is, what was this man doing in Miami on Thursday? Well, of course, it's Billy Crystal, and getting a bit of a tan is part of the answer. However, he was also in town to watch Washington taking on the Heat, because he's looking for a leading man for his next film. Now, which bullet could it be? Who's got that Johnny Depp, Brad Pitt, Keanu Reeves kind of thing going for him? Who else? George Murasan. Not only film star good looks, but an experienced thespian with it.
Next up, a very special item for the man.
You want to smell like me?
George Murasan cologne.
Hey, who wouldn't want to smell like you, George? I know I would. Makes a great gift item. I'm waiting for your call. Our operators are standing by.
Not going anywhere for a while?
Is that cabbage, George? Yeah, chicks dig it.
Grab a Snickers.
Call now.
Old Cabbage Head and his boys went to Miami to face the Atlantic Division leading Heat. And Gorgeous George was smelling like a rose as he went for 12 flat-footed points.
Good one. Good, Big George all alone underneath.
The Bullets had all their young guns firing as they showed they could hang with anybody, no matter what they were. But Riley's crew had an answer for that.
2:13 left. Steal. Oh, great defense again by the Heat. Here's a chance for Mash. Right to the hole. The monster Mash.
In the fourth quarter, Miami folded. Washington went ballistic as they outscored the Heat 36-19.
Oh, goodness my.
Washington's Tracy Murray goes for a season-high 22 points, and Miami goes to second place in the Atlantic. The Heat are really missing Mourning.
So another bucket full of crucial wins and crushing defeats, but where does it all lead? What does it all mean? To help you through that playoffs maze, Professor David Lewis will now proffer the inside dope.
Okay, people, here's the playoff lesson. There's two conferences that have two divisions in each. 8 teams from each conference qualify. The 2 division winners top the top spots, then the other 6 places go to the clubs with the best record in each conference. So in the Atlantic Division, New York and Miami are slugging it out for first place. But from there on down, they'll compete with the teams in the Central Division. In the Central, the Bulls will win the division and take the top spot in the Eastern Conference because they'll have the best overall record. This is how the Eastern Conference looks up to the minute. Remember, the small letter A stands for the Atlantic, C is for the Central. Detroit, Atlanta, Charlotte are all jockeying for positions with New York, Miami, and Orlando. Why? Because the playoffs are seeded just like tennis. Team number 1 will play number 8, Chicago versus Orlando. Team 2 plays 7, New York versus Cleveland, and so on from there. Indiana and Washington still have a slim chance to make it as well. It's the same in the Western Conference. Utah are looking like winners in the Midwest with Houston and Minnesota contending. From Dallas to Denver, these teams can forget about the playoffs. They have no chance. Forget about it, man. While in the Pacific, Seattle lead a tight race against LA, Portland, and Sacramento. Just a reminder, M is for Midwest, P is for Pacific, which means if the playoffs got rolling today, this is how they'd look. Utah would face the Clippers, Seattle would go against the Kings, and, well, you get the picture from there. Phoenix and the Spurs, well, they have no chance at the playoffs at all.
Of course, if you want to stay bang up to the minute with everything that's moving and shaking in the league, you can log on to Channel 4's NBA website, or you could do what I do and ask Dave.
Passing. It's the glue that holds your team together. No passing skills, and the team falls apart. In the NBA, there's a demand for all players, from the guards to forwards, to be playmakers. And that means moving the ball. Even the big guys in the middle, the centers, have to develop the skills to find the open teammates for the score. Pass the ball with as much style and diligence as you would shoot it. It's a lost art. Find a wall and keep practicing. Sweep. Bounce. Fake. Overhead. Chest. Behind the back. For players who don't have great scoring skills or size, learning to pass could mean playing time. Be the glue of your team. Keep practicing. Don't count the passes. Make the passes count.
Jamie Edwards takes to the road on the NBA Mad Skills Tour, presented by Channel 4 and Nike. If you're between 11 and 18, there's a full-day b-ball clinic coming to a town near you. And here's this month's list of venues. To sign up for the chance to attend, call the Mad Skills hotline on 0891 33 33 48. The clinic is free, but the calls do cost, so ask permission if it's not your phone. Registrations are subject to availability. So we had a Bulls win there, Scoop. We've got the Monday Night Raw game there in New York. How'd you see that one going?
You know, I love the Knicks, but you know, the Bulls are rolling, so stick with them.
Okay, that's our Monday night game. And of course, you're on the road as well for next Saturday.
In the ATL, baby, I'll be in Atlanta checking out Utah, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Christian Layden, and Mookie Blaylock.
Okay, he will be busy there. Utah are in Atlanta. We'll see you around on the NBA on Channel 4.
There was a young girl called Madeline who said everything in rhyme, so don't go away, that's what I say, because she stars on 4 in no time.
You got a mint?
A mint. Try this, it's even better.
Wrigley's Extra. Chewing gum. Hey, this is good. I guess they call them extra because they're extra minty.
Yeah.
Extra cool.
Yep.
Extra flavour.
Yeah, but the real extra is chewing is good for your teeth.
Brilliant.
And they're mine.
If you like mint, you'll love Wrigley's Extra.
Madeline's football crazy in a moment, and that eternal story, the never-ending story, follows, and 4 gets stuck into Doug at 8:05.
If you believe you must be big in order to be tough, then you should get to know me. I'll teach you other stuff. I'm Madeline, I may be very small. I'm Madeline, but inside I'm tall. She may be teeny tiny, with million twists and feet, but that has never stopped her from being pretty neat. Dum-dee-dum-dee-dum, dum-dee-dum-dee-dum, Madeline, she's Madeline, we hope you have it straight. I'm Madeline, and inside I'm great.
In an old house in Paris that was covered with vines lived 12 little girls in 2 straight lines. The smallest one was Madeline. They left the house at 9:30, off to play soccer in 2 straight lines, while Miss Clavel tended the vines.
Play well, mes chéris. I am sorry I cannot go with you. I must take care of my vegetable garden.
Au revoir, Miss Clavel. Au revoir. Goodbye. Good luck with your cabbages and onions. Hello. Hola. Bonjour. Hola, Madeline.
Their soccer team was called Les Tigres. It was one of the best in the all-school league. They practiced each day from morning till dark. Pepito's father, their coach, led the team to the park.
Come, Pepito, let us plan our strategy. I hear we are playing Les Rois, the Kings, in the championship. Do not worry, we Tigers have beaten them twice. But they have beaten us twice. Do not worry, Pepito. 3 will be our magic number.
All of Les Tigres could kick and throw far, but the smallest team player was their biggest star.
Bon, Madeline!
Les Tigres played soccer with speed and with might, but something was missing, something not right.
If they only had a secret weapon, like the perfect pass I had in my youth. Or maybe a great kick.
They practiced and practiced till they got each play right. They were still in the park by the hours of twilight. At the old house, Miss Clavel had no cheer, because her garden was quite a disaster this year.
Miss Clavel, are you all right?
Oui, ma chérie. But look, my garden.
What could they say about the vegetables she'd grown? The cabbages were rotten, which made the girls moan.
Oh. It is all right, Miss Clavel. We do not like vegetables anyway.
That is right. We do not like vegetables.
But it is not true. You usually love them. Besides, they are good for you.
Then suddenly Miss Clavel felt very much better. She remembered the arrival of an important letter.
Madeline, I almost forgot. I have something for you.
Oh! Hurry, Madeline!
Who is it from?
We want to see! It is from my cousin André. He lives on a farm. Our farmhouse is very old, so Papa is fixing it. André asks if he can stay with us while they are working on his house.
Vraiment? He wants to come next week? We had better get ready.
What is your cousin like, Madeline? I last saw him when we were both 3. He was very handsome then.
That evening they talked about Cousin André. Everyone had a little something to say.
He must be very strong and tall. With a fancy horse and fine country clothes. Oui, silk scarves and a diamond stick pin.
And I bet he will be a big help with my garden.
In 2 straight lines, they broke their bread.
We love our bread, we love our butter, but most of all, we love each other.
And brushed their teeth and went to bed. And by that time, they were convinced that Madeline's cousin was a prince.
Do you think he has good teeth? Oui. And I am sure he's a fabulous dancer. And he will ask every one of us to dance.
Later that night, the girls fell asleep with visions of André instead of white sheep. Then came the dawn of that exciting day, when who would arrive but the gallant André. The girls went out at 8:30, and then began to wait, and wait, and wait.
Where is he? He should have been here long ago.
Be patient, mes enfants.
Shh, I think I hear something.
They ran down the street and followed that sound. But André wasn't there. He just couldn't be found. There was just an old nag who'd seen better days, hitched to a wagon all loaded with hay. And atop the old wagon, not a prince with a crown, just a scared-looking boy from a small country town.
Why does he have to be so late?
Pardon, is this Mademoiselle Madeline's house?
André!
Madeline!